Hey, how you guys doing? This here woman of God. Have to take some time, get myself together. Okay, I'm back. Uh, I was talking yesterday, reminiscing on some things that I had went through or whatever before I came to Christ, and I'm gonna tell you guys something. If anyone of you know what a cafe baby is, that's what I was. I grew up in the cafe, and like I say, I used to drink. I was given beer in my bottles, and I'd be in the cafes. You know what I'm saying? I was in the cafes before I even knew how to walk, much less talk. You know what I'm saying? I had been in the cafes. I'm a little girl sitting up there drinking beer. Now, mind you, I'm in the country. I was raised up in the country, and just things we did. Our parents, grandparents, aunties and uncles, whatever, we would be in a cafe with them. We grew up in the cafes, you know what I'm saying? On weekends, we were there, you know what I'm saying? Weekdays too, but mainly on the weekends, we were there. And just remembering back on how many years that was, you know what I'm saying? Um, Growing up in the cafes, after a certain time, you got big enough, you can go in the back of the cafes and play pool and hang out with your friends, or really we had a big family. We got a big family, and so it was never not a time that it was always filled with children playing pool. We learned how to play pool. We drank it, you know what I'm saying? This before we got in high school, you know what I'm saying? All summers we was in there. um just think about how God showed protection toward us, because we didn't know what danger we was in. We didn't know the older people get drunk and want to pull out guns, and we knew how to duck. We knew how to run. But just knowing how we at that time, we didn't know the danger we was in. We were having so much fun, you know what I'm saying? Or we sit up there, we laugh at the couples, the married people that want to fight, or the husband may come to the cafe and find their wife up in there, another man's arm, and we already know it's finna be a fight. You know what I'm saying? We will bet on who will win. You know what I'm saying? Or if the wife come up in there and catch her husband up in there with somebody else's wife. Things that we experience coming up. You know what I'm saying? That it's crazy, because even 52 years later, it's still going on. You know what I'm saying? Cheating, being unfaithful to their spouse, you know what I'm saying? Or if you're in a relationship with somebody, how it's so normal to cheat. You know what I'm saying? And nowadays the world make it seem like it's just a thing to do. And me personally, I don't even know why people choose to get married. You know what I'm saying? Um and I even see people that are in Christ struggling with temptation and being faithful in their marriages or whatever, because it seems like I always one of the spouses gonna veer off and find them a mistress. You know what I'm saying? And nowadays it's so common that it's just what you do. You know what I'm saying? Um, and it was weird, because even through my marriage, you know what I'm saying, when I got married, I knew my marriage would be dead do us part. You know what I'm saying? But even I was a romantic person. I was into romance novels and stuff, and I read so many books that I already knew how I wanted my wedding to be. You know what I'm saying? My husband gonna work, and I'm gonna take care of the children. I wanted 5 children. Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord. He took 3 of them with him. You know what I'm saying? Oh Lord. But from a little girl, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to be married. I wanted to have me a husband. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because those generational curses. Because even way back then, at one time in my life, I'm like, Daddy, I'm gonna give me a girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? I was so open at home that I was able to openly discuss anything. You know what I'm saying? Uh, and like we got in trouble because we talked to my mom and dad. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I'm gonna get me a wife when I get grown. You know what I'm saying? Everything my dad did, I was just a copycat. I wanted to you know what I'm saying, to do the things he was doing. He had a wife, so I wanted a wife. You know what I'm saying? So I was thrown off in the mind way back then. You know what I'm saying? But my dad was like, when you get out of high school and you start, being old enough to consume a relationship, you know what I'm saying? Your mind would change, your feelings would change. And like I said, I would go to church at times. And look like every time I went to church, it was like look like all the preachers talked about was homosexuality, you know what I'm saying? Being gay, how you going to hell. You gonna burn for the rest of your life for eternity in hell because you choose to love the same sex. And I didn't understand that. And even when I got grown, you know what I'm saying, I would go to church and I'm like, I know it gotta be more than that Bible besides gay stuff. I'm like but the whole Bible talk about gay people, you know what I'm saying? Or I would go to church. Hold on.